Alright, so this story time, in my opinion, is just ridiculous. I hope you enjoy this. Let's jump right into this, alright? So, this story time takes place once again in 10th grade. These 10th grade stories seem to do pretty well, so I hope you guys enjoy this one. But yeah, the story time takes place in 10th grade, alright? This is before I got sent to that temporary school that I was talking to you about. So yeah, this all starts off as a normal day, okay? I woke up, I got ready for school, I went to school. The first like 4 periods were pretty normal. Now, around this time, I was actually doing okay in most of my classes. Definitely not like straight A's or anything, but I was mainly passing. But there was one class in particular that I was failing, and that class was gym. Now, I know I'm about to get comments being like, Luna, how were you managing to fail gym? Like, all you have to do is show up. Okay, listen, I showed up to gym pretty much every class, but the problem with me is I wouldn't change my clothes, okay? My gym teacher wanted us to change our clothes into like gym clothes, and my lazy ass would never change because I just didn't want to, and plus I wasn't comfortable getting half naked and changing in front of a bunch of chads in a locker room. I just didn't want to do that. So yeah, I was losing a lot of points on my overall grade from not changing. So on this day, I decided that I was going to go into gym class and have a talk one-on-one with my gym teacher about like extra credit stuff I can do to try and boost my grade and so I pass. And my gym teacher, let's just call him Mr. Chad, all right? Now Mr. Chad was a very, very hyped up, always very energetic type of guy. Like, he would talk so fast. I can't even imitate him. He would talk so fast. Like, sometimes he would talk so fast that it was inaudible. Like, I would have to ask him to repeat himself because he would talk so quick that I couldn't make out a word he said. And yeah, sometimes me and my friends would joke. We'd be like, oh, he's either drinking a bunch of caffeine or he's on something else because he talks so fast and he's always so hyper. But, in the back of our minds, we didn't think he was actually doing anything behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, we really doubted that he was on any kind of drug, and we just assumed he was drinking coffee or something before class. But anyway, yeah, on this day, I decided that I was going to meet up with my teacher one-on-one and talk to him right before gym class. So yeah, all the periods before gym were super normal, nothing really to talk about there. But yeah, right before gym class, after lunch, I decided to go there early and try and talk to Mr. Chad one-on-one. So yeah, right after lunch, I was like the first one in the gym, and no one was in there. He wasn't in there, which was strange because usually he's the first one in the gym. So I was like, oh, he's in his office, which is connected to the locker room. So I walk into the locker room, and I walk up to his office, and I can see through the blinds, like they're kind of open. He's, leaned over his desk, and I assume he's working on something. So I knock on the door, and I open the door. And, I should have knocked and waited until he gave me the okay to open it. But, like, it's a teacher's office. I didn't assume that there'd be anything, like, to hide. So I opened the door, and I realized that he's leaning over his desk, not working on papers like I thought. He wasn't writing. He was snorting something off the desk, and it was a little white powder that starts with C and rhymes with the word poke. And yeah, when I walk in, he immediately throws all of it off the desk. Like, he brushes it off the desk with his hands super quick, and it goes everywhere. And he's like, Austin, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. I was coming in here to talk to you about class and extra credit, but clearly you're busy. And he's like, why didn't you knock? And I was like, I did knock. And he's like, yeah, but you didn't give me any time to answer the door. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't assume that you'd be in here doing this. And he was like, just please, please, please don't tell anyone about this. And at this point, I'm shocked. I'm like, yo, this is insane. Like, I used to joke around with my friends and be like, oh, like, what if he's on coke? But, like, I didn't think he actually would be. I thought it was just a joke. But, no, apparently, behind the scenes for who knows how long, he had been doing that. So anyway, after he asked me to please not tell anybody, I was like, listen, dude, I can't even believe I'm the one saying this to you when you're the teacher, but you cannot be coming to school with drugs and then doing them in your office. Like, do you not understand how messed up that is? Like, you teach kids for a living. He's like, I know, I'm so sorry. Like, this is not like me. I'm going through something at home. And at this point, I feel like the guidance counselor and he's the student. I'm like, listen, man, I understand, like, life gets tough, but, like, you seriously cannot come in here with that stuff and do this on school grounds or at all, man. Like, get off this shit. Seriously, like, that can kill you. Do you know how bad that is for your heart? Like, you're a gym teacher. You know all about physical health. It's not good for you. And he's like, I understand. I totally get it, Austin. Like, I'm going to meetings and stuff. I'm trying to get better. I'm like, all right, well, here's what's going to happen. I won't tell anyone under one condition. He's like, what? I'm like, take the rest of it and flush it down the toilet in the locker room right now. And he did. He walked right over to the toilet right in front of me, flushed it, and I never heard about him doing that again. I actually checked in with him pretty frequently, and he claims to have gotten a lot better. I don't know where he's at nowadays, but while I was at school, he was claiming to be a lot better. And yeah, he gave me some extra credit courses, and I ended up passing gym that year. Now, in the end, me passing gym didn't matter that much because I ended up, leaving school early to do this YouTube stuff. But still, that year, I passed. Now, look, in the end, the moral of the story is do not mess with that stuff ever. Like, seriously, never do it. But yeah, as for Mr. Chad, I don't really know where he's at nowadays. I know that he's, still alive and well, which is good. But I haven't talked to him in years. I hope he's doing good. Mr. Chad, if you're watching this video, I hope you're doing well, man. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace. Cut ties, move to LA on a bus ride.